everyone. Thank you for joining with us once again for yet another series of the webinar. Today we have with us Dr. Sunil Vyas, Specialist Pulmonologist, Aster Hospital, UAE.
Start again.
Start again.
क्या हो रहा है? नहीं हो रहा?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining with us once again for yet another series of the webinar. Today we have with us our pulmonologist, Dr. Sunil Vyas, Aster Hospital, UAE, Dr. Manu Gopal Krishnan, Specialist Nephrologist, Aster Hospital, UAE. So today we are going to talk about how staying at home is essential for your safety, and it is organized by Aster Volunteers in association with Aster Hospitals, UAE. So first 15 minutes, the doctors are going to talk on this topic, and after that, another 15 minutes will be your questions shooting out to the doctor.
So
Yes,
thank you so much for your introduction. Actually, this topic is very vital because India is locked down, UK is locked down. Wherever you see the newspaper, the whole country is locked down. So what is the advantage of staying at home? What is this virus, of course? Because I know you all know very well about corona now, because even my layman will tell about even the treatment also very well. So why we are actually doing this lockdown is basically because this virus can only survive inside the body. Okay? So we call it as an intracellular oblique parasite. So once we lock down, we will be at home. So the spread will be much less. Why you say? Because the roads will be vacant, the places will be vacant. So outside our body, the survival of the virus, especially the coronavirus, will be weak, because some studies say that it will be around 6 to 8 years. Based on the surface, also it will vary. Because if the virus is there in like plastic, it can survive more. That's why we have the very soap always whenever we touch any plastic objects. Even metal, it can survive a bit more, but in the air it can last only for sometimes 3 to 6 hours. So it will vary according to the system. So one advantage is once we are at home, okay, this while we be moving out, because it's already there in this atmosphere, so it's very easy for the virus to get replicate and also to spread. So once we are at home, we are having a standstill course. That's how it is evidence-based, because it's the same thing that is done in China. So we are all copying it up. So that's why that is one thing. Second thing is actually if you are, because you can see that they are locking us for almost 21 days. Okay? So, why this 21 days is also very interesting? Because the incubation period of any virus, like the virus, is around 14 days. That means the patient is infected. I am infected with this coronavirus. The symptom will start appearing after some 14 days. Okay? But I can spread during these times. So there will be so many people who are sitting near us in the metros or in the taxis. They might be carrying. Okay? So if they are all locked at home, they will not be roaming around. So that itself can, there are chances of spreading the disease. Another thing is, if the patient is having incubating the disease by this 14 days, we be having symptoms, we can safely take him directly to the hospital, and even the hospital people can take the appropriate measures to prevent the spread of this. So these are the two crucial things with this. That is why India and even other countries were so cautious. Our is actually an emerging nation, developing nation. Still, we told everyone to stay at home, to stay safe for the health of our. I think Sunny has got some interesting things.
Good evening, all. The thing is that, as has said, that staying at home will prevent and will break the chain of transmission of the coronavirus. So I had a very interesting story. One of my acquaintances is working in Shanghai in China, which is almost 898 kilometers from Wuhan, the Hubei province. And so one of the days I was calling him and asking him, all his relatives were asking him, "How are you?" So he says, "Shanghai, no case," because Wuhan was completely locked down. So and then once you lock down that area, you break the chain of transmission. So that's an excellent example how China dealt with. So once you do a lockdown, you don't allow you stay at home, so you break the chain of transmission. So once that happens, you don't spread it to other places. So once that chain of transmission breaks, the automatically the number of cases and the people who are even infected will not give it to other people, and will be able to contain the whole corona scare as well the virus which is causing a lot of scare and a lot of panic among a lot of people. So the best way, as everybody is doing, is to stay at home, uh, maintain proper hygiene, uh, take good care, boost up the immunity, and then probably will be able to win the war against corona.
I'd like to add on to this because the people who are at risk is we all know, like patients are diabetes because that is the most of the elderly people will be diabetic. And also like even in some people, especially our patients, especially chronic diseases, and patients who are on immunosuppressive drugs, so they can get this illness so fast. And if once they develop this illness, also the problems, the complications of illness, because we are all fine because our immune system is robust. So the only way to tame this virus is keep ourselves healthy. Because if we have got a very robust immune system, we have got inbuilt mechanism to kill this virus. Okay? It is even worse than like some, because you know that the main important cells that will protect us, like these some T cells and NT cells, so all these things, right? So anything that bring it down, even a small fever, sometimes we will be tired, like our immune system will be tired. So that is one idea. The second thing is, so many people will still tell like we are at home, there is no work at all. So what do we do? Okay. So thing is, we can do this thing productively also. So we have to because most of us were always said we have no time to sit at home. Okay. Now people it is very difficult for us to make them out like stay at home. Okay. That is the paradox that we are saying because you can just spend some time with your kids and even you can work at home because most of the people are now working at home. Things will be done. Even our hospital is making most of our non-clinical staff. They're working. They're doing very well. I think, because only thing is that we have to monitor and we have to. We should not be depressed by the thing that we are just staying at home idle. So idle is a state of mind. You yourself can change it and make it productive in the way like you can do some thing.
What advice would you give to the patients who want to come to the hospital? So what precautionary measures they need to take, if at all they need to come out of their house?
They have to take already it has been doing mask will protect, especially in night time mask will protect because even that is not the ultimate thing. That is why if N95 and all other masks will protect, not a single nation will stand still like this again. But there will be some protection with that. Keep yourself free in here to wash your hand because there is some because this virus is popping because any surface because you know that if the table if somebody who's got illness if they will touch the table the virus will be there and if I will go and test it, it can easily transfer to your hands. So you have to keep on in between, you have to keep on wash with soap and clear water. And another thing is you can even rinse your mouth in between. That also will help. And also you have to keep yourself because when you will go back to a place like back reach back home, you have to have a good. If you are fit enough, you have to have a hot water shower so that will keep others. And whenever you have to talk, make it a this one, like make it a habit. Please cover your face because that will protect. Because WHO has already there was some confusion how this virus spread because it is aerosol. So whenever I cough, it will there the virus particle will be there, and so it is really easy for them to spread up. So try to cover it up. That will protect others. So and today morning I seen with you, and you're just advising that that's a good habit. Like you can wear a mask so that even it is protective for the patient and also to the other patients around him.
So
And keep
essentially,
distance.
people have
Exactly.
to stay at home to contain this virus in a environment where people are still not taking this thing seriously.
So the ultimate thing would be that to stay at home, stay safe, and keep others also safe. That would be the best.
So let's see what questions we have for you, doctor. Is COVID airborne? Mr. Srijit Babu is asking, is COVID airborne?
Yes, yes, it is. COVID is there.
Okay, so that is the final answer.
The final answer from the WHO has confirmed it that COVID is there.
Because there were
Yeah.
rumors
Rumors.
also like it's, in droplets also.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, droplet whenever we have this, once there is any airborne infection, once it will be spread to the any surface, it can just transfer. Okay, so that is why we are taking so much precaution for our.
Okay.
That's why the spread is also too much valuable. Because the death rate is keeping on increasing in various part of the country. So, what is the next question?
The next question is, when will Corona get over? This Miss Rajita Sri Raj Sheikh Karuna is asking, when will Corona get over?
Very, very tough question to answer, but if we all like obey what the officials used to say, like we have evidence with us, especially the threat was too much in China. So if we keep at home, definitely this virus will be able to stop the spread of this virus in around 20 days. That is the
20
yeah. And also, you should not be scared because the treatment is not that's not right. We are actually having coming up with treatment because there are vaccines development. So please be at home, stay there so that more effective and more evidence towards medicines will come for you also to treat you so that you will not develop the complications.
Another question is by Mr. E.V. Rao. What are the symptoms of COVID?
So the symptoms of COVID are fever, cough, throat pain, body pain, myalgia. Just quite similar to any other viral illness. So these are the commonest symptoms.
Mr. Sandeep Verma is asking, the speed at which Corona is spreading is very scary. What phase are we seeing now? Is it in its peak or has it slowed down?
Well, that thing probably the epidemiologists might come up with a better idea who are doing community-based service and they are trying to do random samplings. Since we are in the hospital and we are seeing only patients who are coming to the hospital with symptoms, so we are not sure whether the asymptomatic carriers are there because all patients may not have symptoms and may have still have because their immunity is good, so they might not come to the hospital with these complaints. So at this moment of time, what we can say is probably it was starting to peak, but we have tried our level best as well as by staying home probably we'll be able we'll get down over the peak as well as it will break the transmission.
So that is why we are propagating to stay at home.
Exactly, that is why he wants to arrest that peak
And then
very
it's
virtually. So it was accelerating now this thing.
going.
It will big if you all cooperate.
So everybody's cooperation is required, so please stay at home. Another question by Ms. Poonam Rao. Some home remedies of using coconut oil are there. Does it work?
See, I don't think so. All we should all believe on all these myths which are going on. There's no scientific evidence to suggest all these remedies are working. We should go with the guidelines, what the WHO, what the government of India, or even here in the UAE, what the Dubai Health Authority is telling. We should abide by those guidelines and what the doctors are saying. Do not trust on any other WhatsApp message or any Facebook message which is not from an authentic source. So please don't rely and please don't trust on all this.
And then there's another question by Mr. Divakar Ram. Do the pets get affected? Yeah, hearing only humans are getting affected, so
Yeah.
he has a concern as well.
Actually, the studies are saying it is not transmitted through pets, actually, but we need more authenticate because now we are concentrated on this. So you should not, because there are reason why study they are all keeping these dogs away and all. So there is no authenticated studies that it will transmit through pets.
Pets.
But of course, through mammals like rodents and bats, sometimes this virus has been grown like this exactly in the one character this one. So the Enco name was there. They used to tell that it was there in this virus. But things will be.
So Mr. Rohit Chopra is asking, are masks important if we go out?
See, wearing mask all the time does not make sense. So the best thing would be if you have symptoms, you have cough, you have, it's better to put a mask so that you avoid coughing and you avoid the droplet infection to reach anywhere. So if you cough, the droplet will remain in the mask. It won't go into the atmosphere. So you are protecting other people. If you don't have anything, if you don't have any symptoms, just wearing a mask is not going to be just wearing for the sake of wearing it. The best thing is if a patient or any person has symptoms, he should wear the mask.
Uh, Miss Aruna Devi Jagadish is asking, when we have to go for coronavirus screening?
So the question is very clear. Whenever you have got the symptom as such as to like whenever you got a fever, even sore throat, sometimes headache, even headache and upsets. And some studies say that anosmia, like a lack of smell, according to rhinologist in UK, they did that with this one. Like anosmia is one of the earliest signs that is they will not be having it.
And
So when these symptoms are there, you have to show a doctor. Then he will do some specific tests, okay? Like because he will not directly push you into the front. He will see if you suspect corona, if you have got a contact or if you have got a recent travel to anywhere where the corona epidemic is too much. So then we have to directly go for this test. Otherwise, we just send them on scanner. We can't direct. PSA has got strict guidelines to send this just because we can't use the manpower necessary.
Mr. Asif Sinaj is asking, why is that the actual manifestation period is varying?
So the reason why it is varying is it depends. There are multifactorial reasons for that. First is the amount of contact which they have had with the person. Second is the duration of the contact. Third is the person's immunity per se. How every patient, every person behaves in a different way. So we cannot have a generalized rule that every patient will have the same symptoms as well as the presentation will also be the same. So that is why it is varying.
Mr. Neeraj Sharma is saying, in Italy, 4,000 healthcare workers got affected while serving patients. How safe am I when I'm visiting hospital?
Uh, that's why we have to take proper precaution. That is why we are actually cutting down on the OP now, and we are actually even coming up with telemedicine now. So if at all the patient is just coming for a prescription, they can sit home and they can just contact us and definitely we will book it. Now that is actually Aster Volunteers already started that. It's a great help. Even I have seen, I'm proud to see that one of the patient hospital has given the medicine at home. Okay, they just called up. So these things has to be known. Previously, it was actually even in India, actually the WhatsApp prescription and the prescription form is not allowed. So I think in near future all these things will change because the things that is most when the patient is really sick, then they have to come. Otherwise, they can even use the technology like this. They can use the technology and they can easily get these medicines.
Log into
So
the
that,
system
yeah,
and just
exactly.
have a chat with the doctor
Exactly.
and then get some advice from the doctors. Correct. Miss Payal Bihani saying, is itchy eyes one of the symptoms? Itchy eyes.
Itchy eyes predominantly occurs because of various other reasons. One could be allergy, could be another eye infection. So itchy eyes if you have, and it's better to contact an ophthalmologist to ask what exactly it is. He might give a better idea. And if there are no other associated symptoms like fever, throat pain, then probably it is restricted to the eye. So I don't think so. Eye should be considered itching eye should be considered as the symptoms of COVID.
Another question Mr. Akshay Mehta is asking, is hydroxychloroquine the cure for corona? This is going on everywhere.
Yeah, everybody is running for this drug now
Yes.
because they just got to live it is to prevent corona and other risks for treatment. But no strict guidelines set down. But according to DHA, the chemoprophylaxis that is to prevent this infection is not now present as per schedule. But in India, actually, some of the guidelines says that if you will take various regimes are that will take 400 weekly or 8 weeks because 8 weeks is the time that we will think, hypothesize time, like we eradicate this virus or we will stop the transmission of this virus. So HCQs has got role in the treatment. That is strictly now restricted. Even chloroquine is another drug. And there are certain new drugs that is also coming that will prevent the multiplication of the virus. So you should not be hopeless that this virus is not able to, we are not able to cure it. That is not. That is the problem as far as
And one gentleman is with us because running nose also a symptom.
it is one of the symptoms, not the only symptom.
One of the symptoms can be running nose.
Running nose.
Yeah, one of the symptoms. But an isolated symptom, just running nose, I don't think so. We should suspect. You need to have a gamut of all other clinical findings.
All right, doctor. That is it for today. Thank you so much for being with us and enlightening our viewers and answering their questions. I hope everybody is rest assured when they have to come to the hospital if they have all those signs and symptoms showing. Otherwise, we are propagating for the patients to stay at home, right?
Stay.
Thank you so much.
Right.
So we'll be joining. This session will go on the next day in Bangalore, the same time. Please stay tuned. Thank you.